Yo guys, what is up? Today I come to you with my weekly review of Starmyu Season 2, Episode 7. We are more than halfway through this season. We only have 5 more episodes left. It just felt like yesterday we just started this season and just to see it go once again. But before I get into my review, I do want to make an announcement. Now, if any of you know, or possibly a lot of you do know, the Kuro Shisuji movie that came out in January of this year in Japan, in theaters in Japan, I think it came out on the 17th or 18th, is also known as Black Butler. The movie is coming here to theaters in the States and is coming out on both June 12th and the 14th. So on the 12th, there is the subversion, with the Japanese voice actors, and on the 14th is English dub. Now I am going on the 12th. I already bought my tickets, and what I'm going to do so you guys can buy it and before tickets run out and you're not able to get them, I'm going to leave a link in the description box so you guys could click on it and buy your tickets. All you have to do is put in your state, your city, and the zip code, and they will find a theater where the movie is going to be premiered. Of course, these are selected theaters and it's being done by Funimation. So try to buy your tickets as quickly as possible, and also tell me in the comment section below what your thoughts on were for this week's episode, as well as which days are you planning to go. So now to the review, we have where there was a little misunderstanding between Nayuki and Hoshitani. So Hoshitani, as we know, is perplexed about his situation concerning Otori. So we know he found out that Otori is the person he admired due to the picture that he got from Nayuki's journal from last week's episode, and he finally made the connection that this is the person who I admired, the person why I went into schooling, went into the program, the musical department, and such and such. So right now he doesn't know how to deal with the situation, and of course Nayuki thinks that Hoshitani is upset with him because he messed up his food preference. He thinks that he should have made his egg rolls a little sweet, and it goes on like that till the very ending of the episode, where they actually clear up the misunderstanding on Nayuki's side, knowing Nayuki has a very imaginative mind and it goes all different places. It was quite funny to see that part for Nayuki. Now we know the graduates, the Cow Council, are now at the training camp, and they're going to be working alongside with the second years in preparing them for who's going to be able to get the part for the Licensed Shadows play. So for the most part, they are ready. They are down packed. It seems like they're ready to be on stage at any second. That's how good they are. And the second years find this to be very difficult, but this challenge is still yet exciting. So while they're preparing for that, of course, Hoshitani is stuck in the middle right now, and he doesn't know how to go about talking to Otori about, you're the person that I looked up to the most for the past 2 years, and I don't know how to feel about it. Of course, we have where Haruto took Hoshitani out of the shadows practice because Hoshitani needs to figure out about himself what he needs to fix. And of course, you can say it's him trying to, acknowledge the fact that Otori is the person that he has looked up to for the longest, and in hopes that he can talk to Otori senpai about that sooner than later. Of course, he does talk to Hiragi, so that's one step closer to speaking to Otori. And Hiragi gave him some advice saying that as long as you acknowledge that and you know that this is the reason why you're here, this is your dream to be able to stand on the same stage as Otori, then you're one step closer to reaching your goal. So I believe this is the first time we've seen these two talk, because I don't think they ever interacted back in season 1. So it was really nice to see these two interact for the very first time, and the fact that Hiragi was able to give Hoshitani advice, which Hoshitani has been getting a lot, especially in this season. So with that being said, Hoshitani is one step away from, confronting Otori, and I wish to see that episode and see how they're going to talk about it. And we have where Riku, I might sound like a mean person, but I did say I did not like Riku all that much. I mean, I'm starting, but I still don't like him. We had where he was practicing and performing his part as Lambert's shadow, or Alexa's shadow, And Haruto was not pleased with his performance. He says you don't have no allure, and that you're just copying what you saw all those years ago when I was on stage, which takes a shot at his pride, because this is where you see the biggest difference between him and Hoshitani. We know what he said to Hoshitani was his way of looking out for him, but if you go back to what Haruto was talking to Otori in last week's episode, how yes, Hoshitani has this mysterious order, but he still has some parts to figure out and to fix about himself. But Otori, who has spent a year with Hoshitani, knows of all his good qualities, and the fact that he shines so bright is it hurts in a good way, right? So Hoshitani has this charm about him, and the fact that whenever he plays a character, he's not going just by the textbook, or he's just going straight for the lines. He's putting himself into it. He's putting himself into the character to make it original. So that's the biggest difference where he and Riku lie. Riku is trying to be this perfect person on stage, and that he himself is not shining through, so it becomes boring. Whereas Hoshitani, he's just shining so brightly, and you have fun watching him perform. So that's why you see Haruto find Hoshitani so interesting, whereas he does not find Riku to be interesting. He rather finds him boring, and he doesn't have that same light that Hoshitani has. So that really does hurt Riku to hear that from his god, that he puts him down thinking, if I practice this hard or if I try to be like him, he will praise me. But that was not the case. So, and the thing is, by the end of the episode, the thing that I feared the most, and I know I talked about this a few times, but it came true. My gut instinct, they brought it to light, and I am terrified at this point now because we only have 5 episodes left. So originally, before they started with the licensed shadow, they said that this was a whole team effort. So I did make the mistake saying originally it was all individuals and everything. And the only reason why they made it a team effort is because when they come into this audition, it was to compensate for some of their weaknesses, some of the second year's weaknesses. But the fact that this year group, they're so good and they're so talented compared to the previous years, that they decided, instead of you guys working as a team, where possibly the whole team, if they do extremely well, they get their part into the audition, it's now survival of the fittest. So it's every young man for himself. So even if you get the part, that doesn't guarantee that your teammate will get their part for the audition. And I believe I said way back that I have a feeling it may cause some trouble for some relationship between the team members. Like, there possibly may be some that will congratulate their teammate, but some may end up feeling jealous and resentment because they feel like they could have done better, or they felt like they are better than that person. So I'm hoping that is not the case, but you never know what could happen in this series. So at this point, it's all up in the air, and I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, this season may end up on a cliffhanger, and we may end up with a 3rd season. But I'm just saying that, I'm just throwing that out there because I just feel like it may be left, leaving questions, and that they have to be answered if possible by another season. So basically, that was my review of this week's episode of Starmyu season 2. Do leave a comment down below. Also tell about which days you're going for the Black Butler movie that's coming out June 12th and June 14th. Like I said, I'm going to leave the link in the description box with the other links, and so that way you guys can purchase the tickets. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!